We got wind. These are chaotic times.
Construction.
Chaotic times are upon us. Thank you for joining us. Mats are blowing away in the wind. UFC 300 has come and gone. We don't know where the stability will come in our life. This is truly a three-body problem.
Hold on.
And we're here.
It's not going. Hold on.
We're not even live, talking to nobody.
Let's try this. Okay, this says we're live for 30 minutes. I mean, 30 seconds.
We've been live for 30 seconds.
I don't know what's going
Chaotic
on.
times. Technology is weird. Wind's blowing. Construction across the street. Conor McGregor has a fight announced, and I don't care at all.
Yeah, is he gonna see, this is where we started. That's weird. Anyways. Taipei BJJ live. I'm not sure what's going on with the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi's weird.
We're
the
in
weather's
Taipei.
weird.
We got weird stuff going on. Conor McGregor fight coming up. Marshall doesn't care. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it?
And if he does, who is this guy? This billionaire fighting on a yacht? I can't even think about it because there's construction in my ear. I'm sure this sounds terrible for you guys.
This is what it's like to record outside. But I mean, we like when the birds are chirping. I think that's nice. But
the birds chirping is nice.
Birds chirping is nice.
Today we can't hear it because there's construction.
So is Conor McGregor going to make it to the ring? What do you think? This is supposed to be for when? June? Is it June?
Yeah, end of June, UFC 303, I believe, against Michael Chandler at 170 pounds. Michael Chandler was a top contender at 155. He hasn't fought in a while. Had some good wins, some good losses. Conor McGregor, former 155 champ, hasn't fought. How long it's been? A couple years?
Probably, I'm gonna say 3 years. Maybe
Broke
more.
his ankle in his last fight. He did not look good. And then he got way stronger. He had an incredible injury and got way stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks much bigger. He's possible that he did some special medication when he was off for a long time.
I'd say definitely took steroids.
And he needs to, I mean, he has a broken shin bone.
Yeah, had one. Yeah.
So.
I think that's a great time to take steroids when you have $1 billion and a broken shin. I think that's like what steroids are invented for. I have no problem with the steroids, actually. I just don't think, I can't imagine that he's like training well. You know, like,
you don't think
live on a yacht?
You don't think his yacht gym is providing the
Who are his training partners? You got some
other guys that live on yachts.
up and coming, like young scrappy fighters on your yacht.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't think so.
You're not gonna have
Isn't Michael Chandler? He's at like a
guys
real
there.
gym, right?
Yeah.
American Top Team, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like
I don't
that.
think he's
one of those.
I don't think he's ever stopped. But Michael Chandler has shelved himself for a while too. I mean, he's also taking a big gamble by not fighting for so long to wait for this McGregor fight. Or do you think he's already semi-retired?
I think Michael Chandler, he strikes me as just kind of like a pretty competent, happy dude who's like likes to compete, but probably has a lot of money saved and a nice family life. And so
He looks like a family man. I mean, he adopted the black kid.
I think several.
Yeah?
I think so. Maybe that's just me. Because it is like, it's always a funny image. Like you watch fights with people who don't really watch fights. We're used to it, right? Michael Chandler has at least one black child. But it's a striking image because his wife is very white. And the child is quite black. It's a very straight contrast. And
Yeah,
so
he probably has a good life. He probably lives a happy life.
And I think he made like a bunch of money already. He was Bellator champion, which I hope that means a lot of money. It could have been, you know, $1 million at least.
Yeah, this is true.
Invest your million, you know. He strikes me as one of those guys. I'm sure he has lots of injuries that he doesn't really talk about.
Yeah, he
seems to be competent.
He has a hard style.
Super hard style.
He fights a very hard style.
And that's the only interesting part of this fight announcement is Michael Chandler is always great to watch, and he might absolutely murder Conor McGregor.
Yeah. He throws himself in there. He can knock. He
runs forward and throws very looping strikes.
Yeah, and
so
he's
stylistically
very explosive. He explodes out of like positions, and he's just hard to hold down
And stylistically, Conor McGregor very long and straight. And so, if Conor McGregor can still throw, I don't know. if he still has timing, right?
Yeah,
If he has that incredible timing he used to have.
If it's Aldo Conor, then he wins that.
Yeah, by shooting straight down the middle as Chandler runs in, throwing bombs. This is how Charles Oliveira knocked out Michael Chandler as well. Just a little hook.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know, man. But I will say, throughout Conor McGregor's storied career, I've doubted him at every step. Every step. It's the same process where I look at him like, I don't think he can do it. Ever since the first time he fought Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
You remember how long ago that was? That was when McGregor first started having cool hair. and I was like, dude, Dustin Poirier is pretty tough. I don't think he can do it. And he goes out there, starches him. Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, Chad Mendes is what that's when I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna stop doubting Conor now, because every time I was like, nah, this guy.
I was like, Jose Aldo's amazing. I don't think Conor can do it.
I didn't think he'd be.
Eddie Alvarez is pretty tough, guys.
Yeah. Connor's really good at fighting.
He has a history. Even the first time he fought Nate Diaz, I was at a Hooters in Toronto, and the owner was a packed Hooters, and the owner's going to every table. Who's gonna win, guys? Who's gonna win? And me and my buddy were like, I think Nate Diaz. He's like really good. And he's like, you guys are the only people saying this.
This is for Nate Diaz 1 or 2?
Nate Diaz won. Okay. So a pretty incredible fight, pretty back and forth. Nate Diaz ended up strangling McGregor face down in the mat, covered in blood. Pretty iconic moment. And the guy behind me, because we were just, oh yeah, Nate Diaz, he heard us. He's just, so I guess, we have to fight this guy because Nate Diaz strangled McGregor. And this guy's telling all his boys, dude, McGregor.
Yeah.
And so I have that feeling again. Michael Chandler probably wins, and if McGregor wins, so what? What's he gonna do? He's gonna fight for a title, 170. He's gonna fight Leon Edwards. I'd like to see that. That'd be pretty cool. that'd be pretty cool. Leon gets a big payday.
I would love that by the end of 2024.
Yeah,
you know, that would be good.
I hope. Okay, so new desire. I hope Michael Chandler gets injured and they short notice Leon Edwards for the belt.
Okay,
what do you think?
I'd like him to do both.
Or a Max Holloway rematch. That'd be a better one.
There's a lot. Conor could do whatever he wants. Like, as long as he wants to fight and he
and
trains.
shows that he's like competent. Is he still a good fighter? I hope so.
Yes.
He's never gonna be bad, but like so much of his style was reaction and timing, and that's like taking hits.
Timing and speed. He's not super fast. His timing is perfect. His timing and placement is so good that takes.
Do you think that
practice.
goes if you're just suntanning?
I think that goes with time.
With whiskey and cocaine.
I think you keep your power, but yeah, with the timing, it might go away. But what do I know? But yeah, Michael Chandler, very that's a tough match, and his, like I said, but Michael Chandler's style is a style that's very hard on the wearer to do that for so many years, the way that he does, and somebody that's very different than that we saw at UFC 23, Aljamain Sterling.
Ooh, Aljamain Sterling.
It's almost the opposite of that style.
So good, so smart, this Aljamain Sterling. So Aljamain Sterling, former champion. What was his weight? 35.
Yeah.
Now he's gone up to 45.
Yeah.
And he looks absolutely incredible. He pitched a shutout, like a perfect fight against Calvin Kattar, very tough striker, very tough guy. Yeah. And Aljamain took him down, held him down.
He just grappled him.
Smothered him.
Yeah. And they, on the broadcast, the ring announcers, not the ring announcers, the commentators.
Daniel Cormier.
They were not shining the light on him. They were kind of saying the way that he was doing it was maybe not exciting enough to get a title match. I think it was DC that was saying something like, this is, if you want to go for the title, you have to, the performance has to be more exciting. They're asking for more excitement from him. But I mean, he made it look like non-violent for the most part, the way what he was doing to him. And
it was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
It was
absolutely masterful.
A grappling clinic he put on him.
Yeah. So. How to hold a man down is incredibly difficult.
While he's trying to get up.
Have you tried holding a man down?
Yeah, and there's no struggle. Like, it's not like he almost gets up and if you hold,
he took him down, held him down,
and
the ring ended to save him.
Yeah, it was very.
like if the UFC, some people say that the UFC should start the next round where the last round ended in the same position. If they did that in this fight, commentators just face down in the octagon for 15 minutes. 13 minutes. And I think if they did 2 more rounds, would have been the same. And Aljamain Sterling, man, I'm just so excited for all of his next fights. Like, I don't understand the hate. I don't understand, like, people saying he's boring. Like, I think it's absolutely incredible.
I don't know if you do you think it's the maybe the stink of getting the title from the disqualification? Do you think that's followed him? Or like one of my friends says
Possible.
he thinks that Aljo is kind of an unlikable guy. He doesn't like him saying that he's how good he is, and I explained to my friend he is really good.
He's so good. He's so incredible.
He is really good. But I don't know. It's like his style.
Yeah,
is
why
not,
is he so cocky?
His style.
It's like one of the best fighters in the world.
Satisfy a lot of people's
What are these people,
vision of. I don't know what it is about. He does get hate. He does get hate.
I think he likes it though. I think he's asking for it.
Well, it's
Boo
marketing.
Me, boo me now, boo me.
I think he's leading into.
I think he likes it.
I think he's leading into it. You want the people to cheer for you, but if they boo you, I guess you can't be like, come on. What you should not do is be like, hey, come on, guys. I'm a nice guy. Come
like
on.
Mikey Musumeci, but I love you. What? I don't. I don't like that. I don't think Aljamain should do that.
Yeah.
No, I think he should just keep doing what he's doing, man. I think he's perfect. I think he's like, he's not young. He's been through lots of fights. He's had lots of surgeries. He's in the top 5 featherweights, I imagine.
Yeah.
And so who's that? Was you fight Max Holloway? How about that? That'd be a great fight. Straight to Ilia Topuria seems a little crazy. Volkanovski, man.
It'll be good. I think
Sterling and Volkanovski.
I think that I would like to see that.
That's the people's fight, right?
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Or Brian Ortega. There's lots of good fights. We're looking at featherweight.
Featherweight, hold on.
Aljamain Sterling cracking the top 5 in featherweight. I just think it's so awesome. I think he's incredible. I don't understand the hate. I want to see him fight everybody. And we don't have that much more time.
Some people just get hated, man.
Hopefully 5 years he's not doing this anymore.
So let's see, featherweight, Volkanovski. So Ilia Topuria is the champ.
They have Aljamain at number 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Ahead of him, Josh Emmett, Arnold Allen, Mosfar Evloev, Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega, Max Holloway, Volkanovski, Ilia Topuria. I want to see Aljamain Sterling fight all of them, but I'm worried that we don't have that much time. He's 35 years young.
Yeah.
And a wrestler's 35. Like his knees and his back have been destroyed. Guaranteed. That's what it means to be an old wrestler. Knees and backs are not doing well.
He did not get, so after his dominant decision victory, he did not get an interview.
He's the only one on the card who did not get interviewed after his victory.
Why?
I mean, sometimes they do that on the prelims if they have to cut to commercial break, if they're a little over time.
We'll see the line. Well, I guess I'd have to check your commercial schedule.
Yeah, and so there is an argument that it was just for time's sake.
It was a coincidence.
Because they have to leave enough time for the next fight to go full time to the decision.
Yeah.
But I think, a minute, 30 seconds. It's respectful, right? That was it was not the biggest win of his career. He's been champion.
We need to cut somebody's time. Who should we cut?
Yeah. I don't know how much is conspiracy. I don't know how much is. But it is interesting. There is a narrative of the UFC disrespecting Aljamain Sterling.
Yes.
It's pretty prominent. It's pretty easy to make. It's pretty easy. There's lots of evidence.
Yeah.
That counts.
They kind of hate on him, so.
I don't get it.
And another fight that was there are a few fights that were not just controversial, but weird to me.
Oh, really?
So the next one was, Yan Xiaonan versus Zhang Weili.
That was a weird fight.
End of the first round, Weili has a locked-in choke, and Yan, it's across the neck like this. Yan doesn't tap, and she goes to sleep. You could see she goes to sleep like she's like this. Her eyes are rolled back for a moment, and you could see when she kind of wakes up, right? So at the end of the round, when they go beep, and the ref puts hands on Zhang Weili to stop, she lets go, and not only she lets go, and she has to push her off of her, like because she doesn't usually, both people get up, right? So Zhang Weili had to push her off of her, and as she's pushing her off of her, that's when she woke up. That's when you could see like but she's like, there's no point where she's out on the mat. It's just like, as soon as Zhang Weili pushes her off, she just wakes up and gets up.
Yeah.
And she's.
So the timing was insane. At the
yes,
buzzer,
it was.
Because it wasn't obvious she was out before. It was in like a 10 seconds.
Yeah. She didn't go fully limp yet. It's just that
like
you could saw
buzzer.
when she let her go, you could tell that she was asleep.
And there's a big argument that this should be immediate stoppage. The fight's over.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you strangled her. She put her to sleep.
At
That's
the bell.
it. But this referee decided not to. I think he consulted with the ref. And maybe the script writers were like, don't end this. All of this felt scripted.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, he's like, oh man, the
timing was crazy.
Yeah, I put all my money on her.
Something. We need to fill time.
Yeah. Do not end the fight yet. They're still in the shorts.
In the second round, what was the position? Zhang Weili had her face
She
down.
was back mount, face down.
2 hooks. Hitting her 50 times unanswered. At some point, they showed the strikes landed. 50 by Zhang Weili, 0 by, I'm always going to say her name wrong.
Yan Xiaonan.
Yan Xiaonan. And they didn't stop the fight. He's like, oh, no, she moved up. It's about.
Yeah.
So that, in my mind, that was 2 finishes in the first 2 rounds. That lady got strangled to sleep and knocked out. Not unconscious, but it's common to stop the fight
Yeah,
before unconsciousness.
I think it was a little bit.
It's a wild decision.
They let it go a little bit too far.
But she's stuck in the fight. To her credit, rounds 3, 4, 5, she was competitive.
Bobby Green, that fight, I love that fight.
Oh man, what happened? Remind me.
Bobby
Paint me a picture.
Bobby Green put a striking clinic on Jim Miller.
Absolutely.
It was just and it was classic Bobby Green. He was just outclassing him in the striking. But I also like that these are both kind of older seasoned guys fighting together. But yeah, Bobby Lee,
like a legends match.
He fights with his hands down, a lot of head movement, and yeah, Jim Miller was a bloody mess at the end, and Bobby Lee was looking. Bobby Lee had Jim Miller's blood on him.
Bobby Lee or Bobby Green?
Bobby Green. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I've been saying Bobby Lee the whole time.
King Bobby Green. And he was talking
Bobby
trash
Green.
too. Did you get any of the trash? Anything he said?
I didn't see what he was saying, but he was
wish I
he was
could hear all
talking
of
through
it.
he was talking through the whole fight. He would
I don't know what he
strike,
says.
and then you'd be like this, like he's having a conversation with Jim Miller, like you didn't see that? No. Oh, he'd be like, no, that just hit the elbow. That just hit the elbow. Like he's throwing. That just hit the. No, that was nothing. That was nothing. That was nothing. Yeah, he's just talking through the whole match. It was amazing. It was amazing to see. I was so happy to see that fight.
Yeah.
One of the kind of a sad moment was Jalin Turner versus Renato Moicano. Jalin Turner knocks him down. So Jalin Turner knocks down Renato Moicano, and he's out like it's one of those timber. And he actually walked off.
He walked
Boom.
off.
And then Renato hit the mat, and then he got up. And the ref didn't stop it. And Jalin started being like, what's going on, ref? You're not stopping. And the ref's not, like, fight. You're not, yeah. And Renato later came back to win the fight. In a moment where he could have had it. It was his. It was in his hands.
So scripted.
It was in his hands. All he had to do was get on top of him.
Yeah, you need to land one more punch.
You need to land one more. Or he could have just mounted him where, like, he could have done whatever he wanted at that point because he was
dropped him for a choke.
He was a limp body, right?
Yeah.
And he walked off because I think he wanted that photo. Like,
That's every fighter's dream now.
That photo, yeah, that
Knock
photo
off
of a
and
guy laying down on the mat behind you and you walking off like this. That's what you want. But
everybody
that's
wants
what he
that.
wanted. He posed for the photo, but after the photo was over, Moicano was awake. That was a very that moment for me. Because I was looking at the screen and just like, no, what are you doing? Hey, he's still awake. Yeah.
Yeah, Sugar Sean did this early in his career too. Yeah, it's a common thing. We got that knockout power, and you've done it before.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying. But the script writers were like, not today. We need to send a message. This is a perfect story. Makes a fatal mistake. Comes back to lose.
Yeah. Davidson Figueiredo, he choked out Cody. It was good. It was a very excellent card. So
Top to bottom, absolutely perfect. Congrats to the screenwriters. They did a great job. Next time, I think The Undertaker should come out at the end of the final round. Because that would be the perfect fight for it. Pereira, he knocks out Jamal Hill so fast, right? So he's still fresh. He can still fight. Lights hit, gong, Undertaker. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea.
It's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
At least once. What else we have?
You want to talk about the Grappler's Diary? Good gym culture.
Yeah. This one, props out. I won't say anybody's name, but we were talking about this one because there's a guy in Taipei who severely violates number 1. And so it's just been on my mind. What is number 1? This is what makes it good.
So shout out to Grappler's Diary. You have very good topics to go with jiu-jitsu. They're excellent. So he has a list called "What Makes a Good Gym Culture," and number 1, not a sex cult. To not be a sex cult. We're starting off with a high standard, but hey, we've got to be honest. If the instructor is sleeping with students, or if a bunch of students are sleeping with each other, that's Looney Tunes.
Yeah, man. And what exactly is the problem? It's like emotionally explosive, right? Is that kind of what it is?
Yeah, I think it's just emotionally messy. I think that's all it is.
Everything's gonna fall apart at some point, right?
Yeah, because there's too many emotions involved in this business. It doesn't work if it's going on all over the place. So
yeah. And there's another gym in Taiwan that was been torn apart because of this. I wish we could say names. Maybe on Patreon. Patreon will tell you who we're talking about. We'll give you all the Taiwan drama. The gyms that have been ripped apart by number 1. I know I had a buddy who was becoming a coach at 10th Planet, and the master sat him down, Coach Casey, and looked at him and says, if you have sex with a student, you owe me $1,800.
Yeah. Why? He's running a prostitution ring?
No. Because the girl's gonna quit.
Okay,
and that's a year intuition.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
And I think that just gets to the emotional explosivity, because it's also like any hierarchy is where sexual opportunity arises.
Yes.
And jiu-jitsu is particularly, you're close to people. It's particularly emotional. You're going through something all the time.
And there's a hierarchy too. Yeah.
And everyone's looking good and healthy.
Yeah. True.
No gi. We get to wear sexy outfits.
Yeah.
It's a very explosive situation.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a good idea.
And it's gonna keep happening. Check the news.
I mean, obviously it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen
forever.
Yeah, because
it's always gonna be a thing.
Yeah, it's unstoppable. It's it's after food and shelter. It's your number 1 drive. So, and food.
And tea.
Yeah. So, it has to be controlled. Yeah, sometimes you need to control your needs when doing business. So.
Yeah. One thing that I did that to help curb this temptation is I got a girlfriend. Literally, that was part of my thinking. Because like I'm still young enough, and in Taiwan we always have this option to have like lots of girls. So it's an option around here. And so I just saw the explosivity. If I take that mindset into jiu-jitsu class, like I have seminars coming up, Kaohsiung BJJ, April 28th, Taichung, Bears Den, May 5th. I go to these places and there's girls there. And so if it's on my mind that something might happen, changes the whole dynamic of the event. Everything gets weird. And I've seen this happen to a lot of people. And so what's the solution? Family life, monogamy? Kind of takes the energy and puts it somewhere else.
I think, well, yeah,
helps, right?
The energy needs to go somewhere else. It's a very strong energy, but I think in life, it's one of the things that you have to learn how to control. Just like how you wake up a certain time to go somewhere. Sometimes you can't always do exactly what you want.
Sometimes there's construction near your house all the time for years.
Yeah. Number 2. An open-minded instructor.
Oh.
A good instructor should acknowledge new jiu-jitsu and still be learning jiu-jitsu themselves. And also be open to cross-training because really, who cares who trains with who?
Oof.
What do you think of this one?
Love it.
I like this one because I am the cross-training guy. I've jumped around from gyms, and it's made me feel like a little guilty at times, you know, because there's a lot of loyalty in jiu-jitsu, and yeah, not everybody kind of jumps around and just trains wherever they want. You have usually you build an allegiance to an instructor, and in order to be promoted, you need kind of an instructor to kind of take ownership of you.
Responsibility.
Yeah. They're your guardian instructor, and they can bestow belts on you. A guest instructor cannot just give somebody a belt. Like I can't just walk over to another school and just hand out a blue belt.
But you know,
like, this guy's really good. be like at the gym. Oh man, you're really good.
Yeah.
Like just here, man.
Here's a strike. If I wanted to annoy every jiu-jitsu, I would go to a tournament and give out stripes. That'd be the most chaotic. They'd be so upset. Like, oh, congratulations, man! Take this stripe.
Yeah. You're really good, man.
Oh my god.
Your coach is sandbagging you, man. You deserve this. Yeah.
That's so funny. Stripe other people's students.
Yeah. So there's ownership, and if you have an instructor that kind of doesn't care or lets you move around, that's fine. A lot of times you're going to come back. Jiu-jitsu is kind of like, even though you want to, for this small percentage of people, they're going to travel and go places to get the most supreme training. But for most people,
it's so fun.
For most people, you just want the thing that's closest to you and
most convenient.
most convenient and least time in traffic, and it's good enough
and like stable and reliable.
Yeah, it's good enough for what you want. So they'll come back. It's good to as a student, you want to feel what it feels like to go with unfamiliar people. So yeah, that's
Have you ever had a teacher tell you don't cross train?
No.
Yeah, me
but
neither.
it's not something I would ask either. Like I
Sir,
didn't.
man.
It wasn't something that I've ever thought of asking.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. Yeah, I think
I'll
came into.
give you an example I heard. Again, withholding names, withholding gym academies. But there's a gym in Taiwan that has many locations. And one teacher at a smaller location told a buddy of mine, cannot go to the main location.
Really?
So within the organization, cross-training
That's crazy.
was frowned upon by this teacher.
That's wild. That's wild.
It's weird, right?
It is, but
Can you put yourself in his shoes? Can you empathize? Can you steel man the argument?
I could. It's
a hard one.
Yeah, really, it's because it comes down to you want to keep that student for yourself. But
is that what it is? He's worried he's going to change gyms within the organization to a much less convenient location.
Okay, here's one possibility would be, and that this is an imaginary person that I'm training techniques that are so supreme and so
You're teaching watered down.
not only do I not want my teaching watered down, I want when the next time
peer
we come
student.
to competition, we're going to surprise the scene with these sequences and moves that we're doing, and I don't want
You want
any,
your secrets
any
out?
of that shared. Yes,
Oh,
with
man.
other gyms. What do you think?
I think that if it was true confidence, your techniques are actually supreme, then it doesn't matter what they do. You have the supreme techniques, and you think that they can like destroy them with a little surprise.
Yeah. You don't want to take away the surprise. But anyways, I don't know. I don't see
effective
I don't
techniques
see. I
don't
don't
require much surprise.
Yeah, I don't see it. I like the idea of cross training.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, even with because we're English teachers, right? I have students that sometimes will leave, and I'll think, okay, you know what? They'll probably come back. They sometimes do come back. So, I mean, you cannot always keep all of your customers. First of all, in any business, it's impossible. It's impossible, and
most of them you don't want.
control, and you can't control what they do. So,
No.
to
Hey,
try
what do you
to
think
try
of
to do
this?
it is crazy.
When I've been teaching jiu-jitsu classes, and someone comes and they're like, I don't know, man, your class or Taiwan BJJ. I say, take a free class with me, and then go ask them for a free class, or just go check the vibe, see what you think.
Mm-hmm.
They always come back to me. Is that good strategy?
It's a good strategy. It's good.
Say,
It's
go
also
cross train immediately.
Just get out of Just get out of here. Just leave.
Oh yeah, you want to go to them? Go.
It's another.
What do you
way.
think? It's confident, right?
Yeah.
Because I know like my classes are going to be more fun than anywhere.
Listen to this third one. This is
number 3?
difficult for. This is a strong sense of community. Your gym isn't a replacement for your family, but it is important for you to feel comfortable interacting with people at your gym.
Yeah.
If you go somewhere and everyone feels like a face in the crowd, it's a sign of a weak culture.
Yeah. Every jiu-jitsu gym that I've really enjoyed being at, a big part of it is there's some dudes, sometimes girls, but over the years, been more dudes. I'm excited to see. I'm a little curious about their life. Check on them. Say, are you okay? Oh, nice. He's okay.
Yes.
A little bit of that going
Yeah,
on.
you make
Always.
friendships. It's a very intimate sport, so you make a lot of friendships.
And it's a
doing
very
it.
dangerous sport. You need people watching your back at all times.
Yeah, you need people you trust that will try not to hurt you, even though you're putting each other in very weak positions where it's easy to get hurt, even just by not being careful. Not only like maliciously, like sometimes you have to be super careful with your So it's a very
In good gyms, someone else will notice that you're in danger and then do something about it. A coach might come up to say to the guy, hey, like this is too crazy, don't roll together, or encourage it, go.
fight him
harder.
yes.
Or some gyms, if someone's really doing something dangerous, there's what's called a mat enforcer, who's a big dude, just kind of sits in the corner. And again, this is an organic development. This isn't like it's not a job you apply for. But it's happened so much. It's an archetype of a jiu-jitsu school. A mat enforcer who sees someone doing something dangerous and, depending on what it is, goes and says something or waits until the round's over, tells them they're going to roll and kind of do it back to them. This came up in a Reddit post about how hard should you go against white belts. It was written by a guy who's 260, this huge man, who was very, I don't know how to put his emotion. He was surprised that this big brown belt took him to school, slammed him down, strangled him again and again and again and again and again. And it's just a funny scenario. This is kind of what I'm getting at. This guy's huge. He doesn't know how hard you're supposed to be going in jiu-jitsu. Probably putting people in danger.
Yeah, and you also don't know how strong you feel to other people.
Yeah, nobody knows that. Nobody has an idea of how strong they feel to other people. So if you're an incredibly strong guy, especially this guy's played football his whole life, which is just you do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, full speed, full power, do nothing, do nothing.
Yeah.
There's no in between. Jiu-jitsu is all about like learning how to work in between, going super slow, going super hard, soft, strong. It's the interplay of this, and it's not obvious. So people come in going too hard or too soft, putting themselves in danger and other people in danger. There should be community protections against this in the form of a watchful coach, a mat enforcer, or you should just feel comfortable, like ideally, just saying something like, "Hey man, this is not working."
Yeah.
And I know for myself, it's hard to say something like that, especially if you don't know the person.
Yeah.
It can be awkward.
Yeah.
And this is strong community kind of dissolves this awkwardness in terms of safety. There should be someone to talk to if you feel unsafe, or someone steps up and acknowledges it.
Or you'll eventually know each other well enough that you guys know how to go with each other. So you become,
That's a good partner. Like me and Tarek, we've been training together for so long. We don't talk much before. Like if he's not feeling so good, like I'll just notice immediately. Like, oh, he's moving very slowly. Okay. Today we go more technical. Okay. Oh, he tapped over to that. Okay. Interesting. Nice.
Yes. It was very.
Most of it's unspoken.
We become very familiar with this one person.
And at a good gym, there should be people that you look forward to seeing. You look forward to training with them. Feels safe, feels fun, and that's the idea.
Women in the gym, so this is number 5. Women in the gym are happy and doing well. So I think this goes also back to the sex cult thing.
Yeah.
If it's not a sex cult and nobody's weird, like nobody's being super like treating the gym like a dating spot, then the community develops and the women become very comfortable there.
Yeah. That's a very hard thing to develop. Because again, it's organic. It's girls come there, they see other girls, those girls talk, they say, oh, is it weird? Is there any danger here that's lurking under the surface? And they're like, yeah, for women always at all times. But in this situation, I don't know exactly how that comes about, but we guess it comes down from the coach. I know I had some Bumble dates with a lady who went to a gym in Taiwan, and the coach was immediately hitting on her, and she kind of liked it, but she didn't stick with jiu-jitsu. It became a different thing. And the idea is we want people to stick with jiu-jitsu. I think it's a very good thing to do, and the benefits really come into play after you've been doing it a while. That's when you really get the fruit of the hard work. So if you're just there a month, and then sex with the coach, and then what? Go find a new hobby?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
But I think it's better to put that sexual energy elsewhere and use it for energy and affection and community that doesn't explode. That's the idea. Because women are more sensitive to this than men for obvious reasons.
Yeah, men are.
If the coach is trying to have sex with women, the men are less affected.
This is true. A standard of respect. This is a big one. I forget because I haven't encountered the absence of it very much. Good gyms have a standard of respect for people regardless of what belt they are and how long they've been training. Don't train somewhere where respect and decency aren't expected from every member. This is top down. Respect and decency. I haven't seen this being a problem. I haven't seen a gym where they're like, get out of here, white belt.
No. So what it is and what you have seen, we used to train at a gym. We'll name them on Patreon. We used to train at a gym where if you walk in, the head instructor is not looking at you. It's a small space, it's one room. He's kind of doing this. And so the other people, the I don't know the military words, the admirals, I don't know, the instructors, top people, they follow suit, they don't look at you, they don't say hello. And if you go say hello, they're kind of, hi. That's what I think is kind of getting at here. As opposed to other gyms, like the gym that I signed up at first, Pitbull Jiu-Jitsu in San Diego, what blew me away was people would walk in and go say hello to everybody, shake a hand. Hey, I haven't seen you here before. What's your name? I think that's what he's getting. Is that respect? Is that what people are kind of saying?
I mean, I think acknowledgement is the basic respect.
Right?
To be acknowledged.
And so this gym, and it's honestly a big reason why I couldn't be there for a long time. No acknowledgement when you walk into a very dangerous situation. You know, jiu-jitsu is dangerous, man.
It's true. You don't want to feel weird and you don't
or like intruding. Like, oh, sorry guys, is it okay if I train? Is it okay? Should I not? Is it okay if I?
Should I patronize your business? Get out of my business.
Can I give you more money? Would that be okay? Would that help?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little thanks for being here. Is that what it is? That respect?
I think you just want to. You're not going to feel comfortable if you're not respected, and you're either not going to last at that gym, or you're just not going to care about it as much, or develop a love or a home feeling.
Do you think the odds are that there's more injuries at a disrespectful gym? People that's taking care of each other?
Possibly. I mean, that's
more,
hard.
More nervous energy.
That's hard. That's hard to measure. Like what is a respectful versus disrespectful
Who
gym.
knows? Just an idea.
But I think if it's
think?
I think no matter if it's a gym where people are, I don't know, where people are all, I think the difference in gyms is just kind of like how technical they are, like how technically they teach, and how hard they're rolling, how much they're wrestling, like how hard is it going?
Wrestling, huh?
Yeah, wrestling is. Oof. I think wrestling in jiu-jitsu is the part where you're most likely to get injured is in the wrestling.
Yeah.
So I could understand why, even though wrestling is supreme, I think you have a short window on how long you could wrestle people, because
it's better for children.
Because it involves throwing somebody off their feet and falling down a lot, and with doing it for a long time, you don't want to keep doing it.
And if you want to see good wrestling, watch any Aljamain Sterling match, especially his recent one against Calvin Kattar, one of the most beautiful performances I've ever seen. I don't think the UFC put it on their YouTube channel. I don't think they're promoting it. It's hard to make a highlight out of it, but some of those takedowns and control, man.
He did that.
It's incredible.
He did that pile driver too.
He did a power bomb. So he he got his opponent here, head here, picked him up, like I think he wanted like a suplex to the side, but he went straight up and he did a flip down, double underpass. That's a power bomb, man. That was incredible. Best power bomb in the UFC. Best power bomb in MMA was Rampage Jackson. Ricardo Arona. That's a whole different level. Yeah, that's a triangle choke. All the way up. He's all the way down.
Yeah.
Different level of power bomb.
That was rough.
But no, Aljamain had the best power bomb in the history of the UFC.
Yeah, that was a good power bomb.
What's number 2?
I don't know. So speaking of power bombing people, how hard should you roll with a white belt?
Power bomb.
How hard should you roll with the white belt?
A real answer, how hard should you roll with the white belt? Depends on the white belt. You gotta keep them safe, you gotta keep yourself safe, and you gotta make it fun. So, I can imagine, or I've had some recent experience training with white belt women. White belt women don't go hard at all, kind of show them some grips, grab them here, touch their head, knock them over. Once they start getting good, turn up the pressure. But you're doing a private lesson with a big boy. And so that's an entirely different experience. If I try to do that same game with him, he might go way too hard, might injure himself, might injure me. Yes. So I would go really hard on that guy until I have a position of control, and I would just see how long I can keep it. Right? How long can I keep him in side control? How long can I mount him? Mm-hmm. Whereas with a smaller or friendlier or like less dangerous person, it's all about flowing. Just keep rolling. How can I move to here? How can I, kind of doing yoga, kind of warming up my joints. See how many things are possible, how many things can I introduce. With the big boy, get to his back, hold it as long as I can, strangle him, watch everything fall apart around me as the wind blows. as I'm spelling doom on these poor souls, casting spells on this roof.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. I think that it's important to stay safe. Sometimes
Safety's so important.
There have been times where I have. I see that somebody's new, and I start to kind of give them things, and they might be better than I thought they were.
Yeah.
A lot
give
of
them
times,
opportunity.
A lot of times, they're better than I thought they were, and they catch me or almost catch me, and I'm like, oh, all right, no more of that. But
yeah, I had a funny experience with that. I was at Taiwan BJJ. I rolled with my buddy's daughter. She's been training for years. You know, she's, I don't know, a teenage girl. And so I was like, okay, I'll give her a position. I gave her a sweep. She mounted me. And I was like, okay, now I'll just, bust out of this. And I couldn't do it. And I felt so sad. I thought I was just giving her a fun time. Okay, I'm stuck. And getting stuck by like a small Asian girl really hurts the emotion. That hurts the ego.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we got to go hard on white belts.
Sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Pick your spots.
Depending on their power.
Yeah, especially at our level. Like I'm saying, we should be able to go at any speed. So if we start soft and they turn it up, we should be able to turn it up. And once we have reached control, we should be able to turn it way back down. Because what you don't want to do, you don't want to red line on a white belt. You don't want to, You don't want to lose your focus on a white belt.
Yeah.
Stay in control.
That's true. You do want
Most
to stay
important.
in control.
What do you have to do to stay in control? It's a good question. Anything else? Are we done?
I think we're done.
You want to show them reverse close guard?
Let's do it.
You remember how to do it?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah,
we just learned this move yesterday. I watched one Owen Jones clip on Billy Billy. If you're not watching jiu-jitsu on Billy Billy, you're missing out. They have lots of BJJ Fanatics content on Billy Billy. Support China. And so we learned this reverse close guard. We think it's really cool.
It is cool. Hold on a sec.
Take off microphone or keep?
Keep the microphone. Let's see.
You gonna do it? You got it?
I'll try one. So we go from here.
We're going from K-guard.
K-guard.
Remember a big scoop?
Oops.
It's okay. Keep going.
Oh, God. Reverse. Reverse guard.
Oh.
Sorry.
Jesus. So the trick is totally looking the other way, wrapping your legs around your opponent like in close guard, and controlling a leg while you do it.
Go ahead. It's getting windy.
It's getting windy. We're almost done. But controlling a leg up and around. We use the leg off balance, can grab two legs. And now we have our whole body on their legs. And there's so many opportunities for leg lock entries and whatever. Off balancing and leg locks.
Let's keep doing this. It's very dope.
Oh my God.
Russian cowboy.
Oh my God. Oh, double knee bar. Oof. Okay, one more example. You get there from K-guard. So K-guard like this. Always controlling the leg. And switch the feet. Close. Switch back. So many options. Fun thing we're playing with. Reverse close guard. Check it out. Teaching in Kaohsiung, April 28th. It's a Sunday. Teaching in Taichung, May 5th. It's a Sunday. Should we do reverse close guard? Probably not. But maybe. Thanks for watching. Anything else we got to say?
Good.
We done? It's windy. The whole set's gonna blow away.
Thank you, Tarek Finn, Marshall Stamper.
TaipeiBJJ.com. Os.